Barbenheimer, My Experience, 3rd August 2023. Barbenheimer. Now, what was this hype all over the internet? Pulled into the Barbenheimer trend, I too, like many others, developed the interest to watch both the movies Barbie and Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer. While I usually avoid watching Christopher Nolan's movies because my little brain would fail to catch up with his brilliant thinking, it all started with me watching The Inception and landing up extremely confused with the dream within a dream within a dream concept. A repeated reference to the Bhagavad Gita in Oppenheimer, which kept coming on the media, caught my curiosity and attention. It got me searching for I am become death. Now, what was this all about? What follows is my reading on the internet on this topic. I have given the website details in the description section. Bhagavad Gita and the First Atomic Explosion, June 10, 2014. Markandeya Karju in Satyam Bruyat Lifestyle TOI. On 16th July 1945, in a desert in Alamogordo in the state of New Mexico, USA, the first atomic explosion in the world took place at 5:45 a.m., which changed the world. The director of the Manhattan Project, which manufactured the atomic bomb, was Dr. J. Robert Oppenheimer, one of the top physicists in the world, who is also regarded as the father of the atomic bomb. Dr. Oppenheimer, apart from being a great scientist, was also a great lover of Sanskrit. He had studied a vast number of Sanskrit books in original, including the Bhagavad Gita, which is part of the Bhishma Parva of the Mahabharata. When the massive nuclear blast, whose blazing light covered most of the sky, took place, the following words in chapter 11, shloka 22, came out spontaneously from Dr. Oppenheimer's lips. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhaved Yugapad Uttita Yadi Bha Sadrashi Sasayat Bhasastasya Mahatmanaha, which means if the radiance of 1,000 suns were to burst at once in the sky, that would be the splendor of the Mighty One. That shloka is in the chapter where Lord Krishna reveals his massive divine form to Arjuna. On seeing this form, Arjuna was terrified and asks, "Tell me, who are you?" Lord Krishna replies, "Kalo asmi lokakshaya krit pravidho." Chapter 11, shloka 32, which means, "I am death, the destroyer of worlds." Much later, in a television interview in 1965, Dr. Oppenheimer said, "We knew the world would not be the same." A few people laughed immediately after the nuclear explosion. A few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the line from the Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita. Vishnu is trying to persuade the prince Arjuna that he should do his duty, and to impress him takes on his multi-armed form and says, "Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." I suppose we all thought that one way or another. Kalo asmi lokakshaya krit pravidho. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Kalo asmi lokakshaya krit pravriddho lokan samahartum iha pravrittah rite apitvam na bhavishyanti sarve ye avistitah pratyanikeshu yodha. Translation: Bhagavad Gita 11.32. The Supreme Lord said, I am mighty time, the source of destruction that comes forth to annihilate the worlds. Even without your participation, the warriors arrayed in the opposing army shall cease to exist. Commentary. In response to Arjun's question regarding who he is, Sri Krishna reveals his nature as all powerful time, the destroyer of the universe. The word Kala is derived from Kalayati, which is synonymous with Ganayati, meaning to take count of. All events in nature get buried in time. When Oppenheimer, who was a part of the first atom bomb project, witnessed the destruction of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he quoted this verse of Sri Krishna in the following manner: Time, I am the destroyer of all the worlds. Time counts and controls the lifespan of all beings. It will determine when the great personalities like Bhishma, Dronacharya, and Karn will meet their end. It will destroy the enemy army arrayed on the battlefield even without Arjun's participating in the fight, because the Lord wants it to happen as a part of his grand scheme for the world. If the warriors are already as good as dead, then why should Arjun fight? Sri Krishna explains this in the next verse. My experience of Barbie. What did the movie Barbie have in common with Oppenheimer other than the same date of movie release? The title of the article in a review of the movie is Barbie Review, a riotous, candy colored feminist fable. Now, isn't that the perfect description of the movie Barbie for you? Candy colored it is. The whole movie seems like your journey into a pink colored panjamittai, which means cotton candy. The various shades of pink used in the movie literally take you into a fairyland for a few hours. The titular character, stereotypical Barbie, played by the also beautiful Margot Robbie, also the producer of the movie, suddenly develops thoughts of death and is found to feel feelings of fear of death and sadness and starts crying inexplicably and inconsolably. Well, wait, did the people who coined the term Barbenheimer just know about this reference of death in Barbie and Oppenheimer? Nah, I have my doubts. The movie Barbie reminds me of the fairy tale Alice in Wonderland, in which the little girl Alice falls into a rabbit hole and is transported to a fantasy world. The only difference being that the titular character of the movie Barbie faces the opposite situation. She is transported from the fantasy Barbie land into the complexities of the real world. While Oppenheimer left me feeling bad for humanity in general because civilians dying for the thoughts of power struggle of a few people in the world is a definite no-no, Barbie left me with a feel-good factor about being feminine. I would recommend to watch both the movies in theater to experience the depth in each of them. While I always prefer to watch good movies which have been taken on a low budget, first in theaters, so that more of these movies are released when the audience supports them, I also advocate watching big budget movies like The Mission Impossible and Oppenheimer on the big screen for the first time to take in the grandeur of the movie, and movies like Toy Story and Barbie to transport yourself into the fantasy world for a few hours. The experience, which can never be achieved on OTT or TV, no matter how big the size of the screen is or how good the sound system is. To top it all, where else can you experience the reactions of the audience but in a movie theater? Go watch Barbie and Oppenheimer in theaters near you. I'm sure you won't regret the experience if you like watching movies in theaters. If you're the one who prefers to watch movies at home because of the sheer expensive experience that moviegoing has become, here is the solution for you. Ditch the popcorn and carbonated drinks and embrace these kind of movies. They are every paisa's or penny's worth. Oh, but you need not stay hungry or thirsty while watching your favorite movie. Theaters now have so many options other than the expensive and fattening popcorns and carbonated drinks. Each time I go into a movie theater to watch a movie, my heart silently thanks the gentleman who filed a case in the consumer court that a customer should be allowed to carry a water bottle into a movie theater and won the case. Happy Barbenheimer!